All right, cool. So in this video, I'm going to show you when and how to taper down your bids once your budget is maxed out. So I'm on the campaign level here on our shopping campaign, and you can see that my budget was set at $100 a day. So your budget will probably be smaller than this, like maybe $50 a day, even like $10 a day. The reason that we start off with 70-cent bids at the start, what we're trying to do is we're trying to max out our budget quickly because we want to force traffic coming in. And once we see traffic coming in, we want to taper our bids down so that our budget isn't met each day, right? So I found this the best way to ramp up a new shopping campaign is to max out the budget early and then taper the bids down. So let me explain what I mean. So we started our shopping campaign on August 29th, right? So I'm looking at here cost versus clicks. So on August 30th, we spent $2.34. On Friday, we spent $11. Saturday, we spent $76. And then on Sunday, we maxed out our budget, right? We spent $124 and our campaign budget was only $100. So sometimes Google Ads will spend like a bit over your budget, like you can go up to about 30% over if you're using manual CPC. So that's okay. But what happened on this day, right? Because the budget was maxed out, our ads were probably only shown until like midday or maybe the afternoon, right? Because it was likely met before midnight. So that means the ads pause for the rest of the day, right? So we don't want to be maxing out our budget like that. We don't want to be going over the budget we set. So if we look at cost versus average CPC, so what I did on September the 2nd, when I saw that our budget has been spent, $124, that same day I dropped the bids on every single product in our test bucket, right? So you can see the next day here, the CPC has dropped to 48 cents, right? So on September 2, the bid was $1. So Google Shopping will not always spend like your max bid, like it will come in lower often. And then on Monday, and when I dropped the bids on Monday, I was bidding 70 cents. So you can see the average CPC is coming down now. And then the cost on Monday was $70, right? So that was within our budget. So if you look at conversions here, right? So usually this tends to happen. When you exceed the budget and you drop the bid, usually you'll start to get sales like a few days after. I don't know why this is, but this is to do with Google Shopping feeding you more clicks, right? So if we look at cost versus clicks, we're actually paying the same amount for a similar amount of clicks. Like, can you see how this cost, there's a massive drop in cost, right? Because we dropped the bids, but the clicks has remained steady, right? So this is part of the strategy. This is why I max out the budget, then drop the bids, right? Because you still get a ton of clicks, but for much cheaper. And this is how you stabilize your test bucket, right? This is how you get much cheaper clicks in doing it. And this is why I recommend to go manual CPC, max out your budget and then drop all the bids. So let me give you a practical example of exactly what you should do, right? So let's say hypothetically that you only had a $10 budget, right? We started the shopping campaign on August 29th, right? So the day after that, the campaign would have spent $2.34. And then on Friday, your budget would have been maxed out at $11. So if you had a $10 budget, on Friday, what I would recommend to go in is to go into your campaign on the ad group, click on here, you want to go to your product groups. And so hypothetically, if you had a 70-cent bid for all of these products, all I would do is come here, go edit, change max CPC bids, and set new max CPC bids to 50 cents, right? Then I'd go apply, right? And then I'd wait a couple days and see if your budget is still being maxed out, right? So I'd wait probably 2 days. If it's still being maxed out, drop the CPC of all your product bids further. Or if you're not spending enough after a few days, then increase your CPC bids by maybe about 5 cents. But you want to max out your budget at one point and then decrease down because it pushes a lot more volume through the campaign. Another thing to just keep in mind is that if we go back to the campaign level, right? If we look at the past, say, 3 days, right? So our budget is $100. So we maxed out on September the 2nd, but then on September the 3rd, we didn't max out because we spent $70 and our budget was $100. And then on September 4th, we didn't max out either. So we spent $56 and our budget is $100. But you still get this error warning sign here, limited by budget. But just look at this graph because this isn't as accurate, right? The graph will tell you if you're exceeding your budget. So don't pay much attention to the status here. Look at the graph and see how much you're spending each day. All right, cool. That is it.